How to do morphological parsing the easy way. Words are made up of component units known as morphemes. They could be made up of one or more morphemes, depending on their composition or structure. So in order to determine the morphological units that make up words, you need to break such words down to the individual component units, or morphemes that they are made up of. Morphological parsing, then, is the process of reducing words to the morphological elements, which they are composed of. Words can be made up of a root and affixes, or just a root or a base which makes it the obligatory element of a word. Hence, the formula, PBS, where P represents an affix, known as prefix which appears before a base or root, B represents space, and S represents an affix known as suffix, which appears after a base. Now both affixes, prefix and suffix, are bound morphemes simply because they cannot exist individually, rather they influence the grammaticality and affect the class, as well as meaning of words, and so they have to be attached to independent elements in order to create meaning. A root or base, however, is a free morpheme because it can exist independently, without depending on other elements to express meaning. It is often said that all free morphemes are equivalent to words, but not all words are free morphemes. This is because words can contain affixes while free morphemes contain only base or roots. Examples of base, root: John, fly, advice, grow, lame. Examples of prefixes: eel, ear, dis. Two examples of suffixes: able, itty, ment, iron, eyes. Both affixes, prefix and suffix, take hyphens before suffix, and after prefix, them. This is to indicate that they are dependent on the elements they are attached to, and cannot stand alone to communicate meaning. In doing morphological parsing or analysis, we make use of curly brackets, for example, ability, able, plus, itty. So from this analysis, it can be deduced that the root word for ability is able. Also, the suffix that is added to it, itty, is what changes its word class from adjective to noun. Ability is a noun, while able is an adjective. An important fact to note about morphological parsing is that it helps in identifying the grammatical function of affixes, whether as derivational bound morphemes, or inflectional bound morphemes. Derivational bound morphemes are morphemes that change the class of words they are added to, while inflectional bound morphemes are morphemes that influence the conjugation of words to reflect time, number and person. For example, washes, wash, plus, s. The suffix, s, is an inflectional bound morpheme because it inflects the verb, wash, to represent the third-person singular realization of the verb, washes. The first morphological analysis we did earlier contained a suffix which was a derivational bound morpheme. Now let us move on to more complex analysis: unapologetic, plus, apology, plus, irresistible, ear, plus, resist, plus, able. Unconventional, plus, convention, plus, al. Disappointed, dis, plus, a pound, plus, ed. Immovable, plus, move, plus, able. So this is how you do morphological parsing, breaking words down to the individual morphological units that they are composed of. Points to note: morphological parsing reduces words to their individual morphemic units. The base or root can exist independent of other elements, hence they don't need a hyphen. Both prefixes and suffixes take a hyphen to indicate their dependence on other elements. Prefixes can alter the meaning of words, while suffixes can affect the inflection or change the class of a word. Morphological parsing helps you identify the functions of morphemes in